This freshman's high school career is 3 games old, and he already has a college offer. Trevor Keels stood in the back hallway behind the basket in DeMatha's gym, donning a black Paul Vi quarter-zip hoodie, as Wake Forest assistant coach Jamill Jones reached out his hand. "Did you talk to your father yet?" Jones asked the 14-year-old guard. "We offered. We are your first offer." Only 3 games into his high school career, the 6'4" freshman is making waves with his standout showing at the National Hoop Fest last weekend. Keels picked up his first offer from Wake Forest after scoring a game-high 23 points in a 73-70 loss to Oak Ridge, Florida, Sunday afternoon. But look Keels up on Rivals.com and his headshot will be blank. He's only starting his high school career on a nationally ranked Washington Catholic Athletic Conference team, and the full picture of his potential has yet to be seen. Paul Vi coach Glenn Farrellow will be the first to note he wasn't surprised with Keels' production, not even the guard's falling down three-pointer to tie Sunday's game with less than 3 seconds left on the clock. Farrellow is known to produce and develop freshman guards. With Keels, Farrellow is in his 5th consecutive year in which a freshman guard played a major role, Aaron Thompson, Brandon Slater, Anthony Harris and Jeremy Roach being the previous 4. "He really does fill up the stat line and he is very mature," Farrellow said of Keels. "He's only 14 years old and we expect that out of him. He is very capable and I'm not surprised with anything he does because he has a lot of confidence, but also is very humble player." Boys basketball top 20, Paul Vi begins the season at number 1 Sunday. Keels scored 15 points in the 4th quarter alone, including 4 three-pointers. He shot efficiently, going 8 of 11 from the field, grabbing down 6 rebounds and tallying 4 assists. It doesn't look like a freshman stat line, but Keels doesn't want people to linger on his freshman label. "It made me feel like I accomplished something over the weekend," Keels said of the Wake Forest offer. "I didn't know it was going to come this soon. The hard work that I put in, it came sooner than I thought." Keels admitted he lacked a bit of confidence in his first high school game, but come Sunday, the switch was turned on after a nudging by Farrellow. "I was getting frustrated, but," Farrellow took a timeout on Sunday, and one thing he said was, "Fellas, don't be second-guessing your shots." Keels said, "I took that in stride and in the second half I took one and it went in and it was like, oh yeah. I knew every one from there was going to go in." Keels, who resides in Clinton, MD, decided to attend number 1 Paul Vi after attending a practice last November. Not only did he see the up-tempo, run-your-lane pace Paul Vi plays with, but he also connected with players like Slater, a Villanova commit. Keels' mother, who works 5 minutes away from Paul Vi, drives him to school every day. "I just watched their practice and it was so fast, and I like playing fast," Keels said. "That's just how I like to play and thought my game would fit great here." In addition to playing for Paul Vi, Keels is part of the D.C.-based Team Takeover, a Nike-affiliated DOL program. Keith Stevens, the head of the DOL program known for producing some of the area's best talent, has known Keels since he was about 4 years old. "He's a young kid and he has no clue how good he can be," Stevens said. "He's just out there playing basketball." High school football in America, a coach, a QB, a school and a state championship run with Takeover. Keels played on the 14U team this past summer, coached by Stevens. He practiced with 17U squad in addition to NBA players, notably Victor Oladipo, Jerami Grant and Jerian Grant. All his work to now has collectively led to his varsity potential with Paul Vi, showcased by his fearlessness to the basket and smooth release from beyond the three-point arc. When people see him on the basketball court, it's easy to look at him and see that he is physically gifted, but as soon as he opens his mouth you can tell he's a real 14-year-old kid, Stevens said. "He just happens to be 14 and talented at basketball." Recruiting notes: Gonzaga forward Terrence Williams received offers from George Washington and Tosin on Monday, Gonzaga coach Steve Turner told the Post. The 6'6" sophomore previously had offers from DePaul, George Mason and North Carolina State. Gonzaga guard Miles Stute received a Towson offer on Monday, Gonzaga coach Steve Turner told the Post. The 6'5" sophomore has other offers from George Mason, George Washington, James Madison and Massachusetts. Gonzaga guard Chuck Harris received offers from Penn State and Towson on Monday, Gonzaga coach Steve Turner told the Post. The 6'1" sophomore had already had an offer from James Madison. DeMatha guard Earl Timberlake picked up a Wake Forest offer Monday, Timberlake told the Post. Timberlake, 6'5", already had offers from Georgetown, Virginia Tech, Penn State, Kansas State, Rhode Island and Providence. St. John's guard Casey Morsell was offered by Florida on Sunday, St. John's coach Pat Bean confirmed to the Post. The 6'2" sophomore received the offer after he scored 16 points in St. John's loss to IMG Academy at the National Hoops Fest over the weekend. Florida assistant Doris Nichols attended the tournament. Morsell has offers from Georgetown, DePaul, George Mason, Penn State, Oklahoma State, George Washington, Richmond, Temple, USF, VCU, Virginia, Virginia Tech and Wake Forest. Wilson combo guard Dominguez Stevens was offered by Towson on Tuesday, Wilson coach Angelo Hernandez confirmed to the Post. The 6'5" sophomore transferred from O'Connell with Jay Heath Jr. to Wilson this season. Woodrow Wilson guard Jay Heath Jr. was offered by Towson and Howard on Tuesday, Wilson coach Angelo Hernandez confirmed to the Post. Heath was offered by Canisius last week. The junior also has offers from Kansas State, James Madison, Rhode Island and Louisiana.